24/7. We are in the Sankalpa series for ABM and we are covering various important theory as well as objective questions for as well as numericals for the whole ABM section. Today we'll be covering theory part, not numericals today. We'll be covering only theory and that also of chapter number 5. Up till now we have covered the earlier chapters. So follow this series completely from the start, because these are very important theory points as well as the numericals which we are covering. So today if you see, our topic is time series. Excuse me. Our topic is time series. Time series is the 5th chapter in your ABM. Okay. So time series. This is the 5th chapter in your ABM. And remember, there are 4 types of trends which are always asked in the exam. The secular, cyclical, seasonal and irregular. And mainly I'll tell you, amongst these secular and cyclical, this irregular is asked very few times, but secular, cyclical and seasonal, they are asked each and every time. Almost every exam you'll have at least 2 trends over here. Now what are those? We'll study them in detail. See here, firstly secular trend. Now tell me one thing, your job was salary, okay? The salary in a job, does it ever decrease? Means, for example, I'll give you 1 year the salary has risen by, let's say, 10%. From earlier it was, let's say, somebody's salary was 60,000. Okay. Then next year it rose to 62, let's say 10%, 66,000. Okay. Next year it rose from 66,000 to, let's say, by 5%. Okay. Lower than that. Means 330, means around 660, then roughly 690 somewhere, isn't it? 690, something around about this much. So what is happening? Sometimes it's increasing 10%, sometimes it's increasing 5%. But does it happen any time that your salary starts decreasing? 60,000 today, next year it will be, let's say, 55,000. Next year it will be something 50,000. So what does it mean? Your salary will constantly go on increasing. Okay, constantly go on increasing. Some year it may increase in the lower percentage, some year it may increase in the higher percentage. So that is secular trend. Changes come over a long period of time. Look at this. Changes come over a long period of time. From year to year, there is a fluctuation, but there is a steady increase in this trend. Very important part. From year to year, there is a fluctuation, but there is a steady increase in this trend. Isn't it? Isn't it the question over here? I'll give you one more example. Okay, in this. This is for the salary. Let's see the stock market. Let's say this is for S&P 500. S&P 500 means basically BSC, Sensex. Okay. Now, if you look at the Sensex part or the stock market, remember, you should always be conversant with whatever is happening in the markets today, okay, as a CAIIB student. So, if you draw a straight line from here, how will it grow? Suppose if I start drawing the line, so it will go like this. Like this I'll draw, which will cover almost all the trend. It will go like this, right? So, what is happening over here? It is increasing from this end to it is going to this end, higher end, isn't it? So what does it mean? It's steadily going on increasing, isn't it? Suppose if you look at this part, it has increased to this level, then it has decreased to the lower level. Okay, so this is known as crest, this is known as trough. Always remember, in any wave, whenever we have in that wave, there are always 2 parts. Okay, the top part is known as like this. Okay, this is known as crest and this is known as trough. T-R-O-U-G-H, trough. Okay, so this crest trough, it goes on moving like this only overall. But the important part over here is this crest trough. Here also, if you see this over here, suppose if I go on pointing this, see this is a trough, again crest, okay? But what is happening overall on an average? On an average, it is going on increasing. Your stock market will always in the long term increase, right? So that is known as secular trend. If we come back to our definition, see this. From year to year, there is a fluctuation, but there is a steady increase in the trend. A steady increase in the cost of living recorded by the CPI is a good example. Now, this is just an example given. Say this. CPI means what? What is CPI? Consumer price index. Okay, just answer me now. What are the two types of indices? Means inflation indices. Two types. There are many actually, yeah. But the main two types which we follow generally are CPI and WPI, right? Consumer price index and wholesale price index. So CPI is the one which affects the common person. So if you look at CPI, it will gradually go on increasing in the long run. Because after all, here, the cost of living as the inflation increases or as the population increases, your inflation is means your CPI will be increasing in the long term. Whatever you can buy right now, you can't buy that same product in the long term after 10 years for the same amount, right? Next is cyclical trend. Cyclical means what? It goes on repeating. Now, repeating means what? Let's say, does not follow any regular pattern. Example, fluctuations in business cycles. Irregular periods, high or low amplitudes. Very simple definition, but very difficult to understand. I'll give you an example. Facebook. Okay, Facebook, everyone knows. We used to use, okay, we used to use this Facebook so much in 2014-15. You all guys might be using this Facebook 2014-15. But now tell me, how many of you have used the Facebook for last, let's say, 6 months? Facebook, specifically I'm talking of Facebook. We have not used. Why? That is the meaning of this trend. What is happening? See here, I'll write it over here. Facebook. Okay. Facebook's trend has decreased, right? Facebook. Earlier, it had gone like this. Now it is going down, Facebook. Okay. I won't say it is going negative. It can go negative also, but it has decreased definitely. Similarly, for example, other thing like here, we must always give the contemporary or the present day examples. Does anyone amongst you even remember? Here, I'll ask you, just anyone amongst you even remember Orkut? How many of you know Orkut? Type yes in the comment section. How many of you know Orkut? Type yes in the comment section. Orkut. Orkut, before this Facebook came, Orkut was the social media or similar social media tool which was used in earlier 2007-8 roughly 2005 to 2010-11 Orkut was used. But what happened today? Gone. We don't know where Orkut is, right? So this is the thing. Like our regular dresses also. Now we have torn jeans, right? That is a new fashion now. Torn jeans. Okay. Torn jeans, right? Everyone is having those jeans which are torn somewhere, right? So how many years will this fashion last? Was this the same some 10-15 years back? No. So what has happened? See this, if I draw this, it is growing on increasing over here. Someday it will decrease. But you don't know when will it decrease. You don't know this lifespan. You don't know the lifespan of Orkut. You don't know the lifespan of, you can't guess the lifespan of this Facebook. This Facebook might last over year and year only. What about WhatsApp? WhatsApp also today, right now, WhatsApp is going on increasing over here. But someday it will come down. So this is known as a cyclical trend. You can't predict the this period of this. You can never predict the period of this. So it does not follow a regular pattern. You can't say that torn jeans is for 5 years or 10 years, so Facebook will remain for 5 years or 10 years. Every fad or every liking, every movement will have its own death, but you can't tell when it will die or when it will grow, isn't it? So irregular periods, high or low amplitudes. Now third is seasonal variations. Now this is similar to cyclical, but the difference is you know the pattern of this. For example, let me give you the example in this. Every year, hotel bookings, see this, hotel bookings. Every summer, the hotel bookings go up every summer, right? Similarly, during the rainy season, you see the patients in the clinics, winter and rainy season, flu patients. Every year, same story repeats, right? In your family also. You might be seeing every year rainy season comes, some of the family members get the fever, right? So seasonal variation means this pattern is within a year. Always remember, seasonal is within a year. Very important. Okay. So it is, let me mark it over here. It is within a year. And for this cyclical, you don't know irregular periods. You don't know when it will end, when it will start. But for seasonal variation, you will definitely know when it is starting and when it is ending, roughly. Guess what? Okay. So flu patients in a winter or rainy season, hotel bookings. Can anyone give me some more example of seasonal variations? Can anyone give me some examples? Seasonal. Education, college admissions. College admissions. Every year during the same period, the college admission starts throughout the country, right? College admissions. Then classes. When is the peak period for the classes? When is the lowest period for the classes? Educations, right? So these are all the seasonal variations. And last one is irregular. Irregular means you don't know at all. When was the last terrorist attack in Mumbai? You don't know. Suppose, can you tell me whether flood will occur anytime in your state or your city? You don't know. You can only say that last 30 years there was no flood. But you can't say next 1 year there won't be any flood. Of course, I can speak for Delhi in this case, right? Mainly Delhi only. Because there is flood, you'll say every year, sir, we have to go face the same situation, right? But that's a separate part. Water clogging, that's a separate part. But actual floods, actual drought, terrorist attack, you don't know because these are uneven terms. So it is unpredictable. The point over here is it is unpredictable. You can never predict when the floods will be there, drought will be there, terrorist attack will be there, or any such event which can never be guessed. Now this is a trend. Now if you look at this, the seasonal part, see this seasonal variation or the cyclical variation, they form the part of the secular variation. Always remember these seasonal, cyclical, these all, this, okay, these will always be the part of this secular, because secular will consist of all these trends. Because secular is what? It's a long-term game, and these two are short-term games as compared to secular trend. Okay. Now, everyone, before moving ahead, subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel, you will be getting the latest updates on CAIIB and CAIIB. Importantly, see this updates. Whatever updates are given by IIBF, immediately we display it on this channel. Display means not only display, we explain it. Explanation is important because many of the updates of IIBF are not clear to the common person. They have to be explained. Second, free YT series, free YouTube series. Right now, what are you watching? You are watching the same free YouTube series, right? So, yeah, it's over here. Okay, subscribe to it immediately. Click on the bell icon. Click on this like button. Share it with your friends, isn't it? Some trends like pollutants in the environment increase, but they need not be in a straight line. Means what? Pollutants in the environment, they increase. Means what? So yes, here, if you look at the river sections now, We always cry about river pollution, river pollution. What happens? Actually, the pollution in the rivers goes on increasing always. Of course, government works on that. All the governments work on that. But the pollution goes on increasing. Why? Because as the population increases, the pollution is sure to increase. We have to work in such a fashion that the pollution is not happening in these rivers, but it doesn't, it will always be increased in some manner or the other. But you can't say that this year it is increased by 5%, next year it will be increased by 5, again 5% only. It can't be in a straight line. So that's why they need not be in a straight line. Another example of curvilinear. Now, what is this curvilinear? See this. Pollution in the rivers can be something like this also. This, or something like this. Anything. It can be a curve in this way, or it can be a curve in this way. Curvilinear means it's not a straight line. In straight line, here, straight line equations are y equals to a plus bx. But curvilinear equations are, curvilinear means it's a curve. Okay. So it is y square equals to a plus bx plus cx square. So it is a 2-degree equation. So that is called as curvilinear. Another example of curvilinear relationship is the life cycle of a business product, isn't it? Business product means, as I gave you the examples earlier of Facebook, this Google. Google is what? Google is a business product which is on the growth right now. What is Google growing? It is growing like this, right? Curve. It is not growing in a straight line. It's not growing like this. It's growing in the curvilinear part. But remember, this is after all a business product. So the curvilinear relationships can be Facebook, the product, business product can be Facebook, it can be this Google, it can be any IT related product now. Okay. Now download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. In this app, you'll be getting the premium study material plus live classes, ebook, tests, everything. Whatever you need for clearing JIB and CIB, you'll get it over here. So that's why download it right now. There are 3 main reasons why we should study the trends. Means why should we study this secular trend, the seasonal trend? What is the reason? What does it give me? So the main reasons are here. We'll be able to describe the historical patterns which will help us to evaluate the success of the previous policies. Means what? Historical patterns. Means what had happened. Suppose here it's always said that if you want to predict the future, you must first check the history. So it will help us to evaluate the success of previous policies wherever the earlier governments failed. If you have to check that, and how to succeed, if we have to check that, then the earlier pattern needs to be studied. Secular trend gives the long-term direction of the time series, right? So secular trend will always be long-term. Past trends will help us to project the future, some growth rate of population and GDP, isn't it? Past trends are used for what? Always, as I told you, if you have to predict the future, you have to first know the past. Will help us to project the future, some growth rate and population and GDP. Okay. We'll be able to separate the trend component and eliminate it from the series to get an accurate idea of other components like seasonal fluctuations. Now this is a bit confusing part that needs an explanation. Okay, I'll show you simple one. Okay, let me show you live over here. Okay, let me show you the live case. Hold on. Yeah. Now I'll show you this graph, right? Okay, graph of Nifty. Let's say Nifty. Okay, Nifty graph. So if you see this Nifty graph, look at this. Let me come to that Nifty share price. Look at this. This is a Nifty graph. If you look at this Nifty graph, you'll notice some points over here. See, as I told you, it's a secular trend. It's going up, down, everything. But if you look at this part over here, where my pen is right now, okay? If you look at this part, this was a corona period, COVID situation. See this, 26th April, March 2020. There it was a breakout. of COVID. So what happened in Nifty during that part? If you look at the other ups and downs, it is from year to year. From year to year, there are very smaller ones. But this COVID was a rare situation. So what we can do, this is not a regular situation and it won't happen every time, right? So that's why you can separate this. If you have to study the regular trend, you have this topic in your time series. How to separate this part? There are calculations for this. So that also we'll be studying in the classes. So that's why I would always suggest you to join the classes ASAP. Okay. Now in this case, as I told you, we should be able to separate the trend. That is what the question is. Separate the trend means, see this. We'll be able to separate it, the trend component, and eliminate it. We need to eliminate it because COVID was a one-off situations. It won't come every now and then, right? To get the accurate idea of the components like seasonal fluctuations, isn't it? So this was the main explanation needed for you, means how to separate the trend. We have calculations over here. There is a relative this curve formula which can be used. There are 2-3 formulas which are used to separate the trend, which is one-off situation. Okay. So that's why I would suggest you to join the classes. How to join them? Say this. Presently 77th Independence Day special. Important part is IND 80 code can be used. You'll get 80% off over here. 80% off is not a joke. Okay. Flat 80% off on batches. And if you join the Mahapack, you'll be getting 80% off plus double validity, both. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it the offer, right? The best offer available. Now, how to join this? How to go for this Mahapack? So, let me show you that also. Go to Adda 24/7. In fact, I would always suggest you to first download the app. In the app, you are getting coin systems. Okay. Those coin systems are around, will give you an extra advantage of 1%. Okay. So, go to Adda 24/7. Now on Adda 24/7, just click on JIB and CIB. Now you will see this JIB October 23, CIB November 23. So click on CIB November 23. You will see the batches. See the Sankalpa batch starting from September 4th. Fresh batch starting. You need to join this. Okay. This will be the last long-term batch for this series. Okay. So join this. Click on Sankalpa batch selection. English batch. Okay. Then you'll see the details. 300 hours of online classes, 56 test series, 66 ebooks. Use the code IND80. Already it is applied. Click on buy now. Look at this. Recorded videos are available. So 80% off. So 23,999 reduces to 4,799. Isn't it? Now such offers you'd get rarely. In fact, I would suggest you to join Mahapacks also in this code. Because in this code, IND80 code, you are getting double benefit in Mahapack. Means what is the benefit? Look at this. First benefit is you'll be getting, see this, double validity JIB, CIB Mahapack. Click on this. Now there are 2-3 Mahapacks. Click on CIB Mahapack for you because you have already cleared JIB. So click on CIB Mahapack. You'll see this 500 hours of online live classes, 121 test series, 216 ebooks, 949 videos, recorded videos. And now look at the benefit, double validity. Click on buy now. Now if you click on buy now, you'll see the 6 plus 6 months validity, double. Generally it is 6 months only, but now you are getting double. Why? Because of the code IND80. 80% off is going on. Fees also 80% off, validity also double. So such best offers can't come every now and then. So that's why I would suggest to join the classes immediately, join the Mahapack immediately. I'll be back tomorrow with another series. Till then, keep studying and do join the batches. Bye.